wide open, hoping for a little taste of that unknown. Living in a fast car, living in a fast car days.
All right, we are back for another edition of Checkers, Wreckers, and What the Heckers. My name is Chad Bearden. I'm a country music artist, content creator, and NASCAR super fan. I am joined always by my incredible co-host. Please allow me to introduce them to you. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your pit passes because the man you're about to meet is not just a VIP coordinator. He is a full-throttle force of nature with a lanyard and a dream. Born in the fertile fields of Ohio, raised on corn, charisma, and chaos, this man once greeted a sponsor, parked a golf cart, and fixed a driver's sunglasses all in one motion and didn't spill his coffee. He's the sultan of swag, the baron of the backstretch, the guy who makes a folding chair feel like a lazy boy and turns hospitality tents into a five-star experience with nothing but duct tape, charm, and whatever's left in the cooler. This man once gave a garage tour to a confused possum, and it left with a t-shirt and a selfie. True story. His hair, oh, it's not just hair. It's weatherproof, paparazzi resistant, NASCAR certified, aerodynamical marvel. It's smoother than a speedway and holds up better than most pit crews under pressure. Fans love him. Drivers thank him. Crew members ask him for life advice. And we just ask that you don't look him directly in the eye unless you're ready to feel very important. Make some noise, wave your hot dog in the air, and welcome Rick frickin' Kojin.
Wow, Rick, that's pretty good, man.
Listen, I'm humbled, first of all. Hello, what's up? Happy to be back. Those intros, Chad, are just so on point, so eloquent. Where you're getting all those adjectives, like you must have a PhD in English. I appreciate it. Listen, my hair appreciates it. I was thinking it might someday get its own podcast or its own Insta. Is that what y'all call it? Instas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. And to officially let you know that I'm in the game. Yeah, I'm in the game.
He's going to Pop Top Can this week. Well,
the game.
But come on, we're wasting time on me. You got something better. What else we got?
Who
else we got on this?
Hold your applause and your Ethernet cables. From the wilds of Greensboro, where the biscuits are buttery and the men are mysteriously both jacked and tech savvy, comes a man so dangerous with a torque wrench that they had to move him off pit road and into cyberspace for public safety. Yes, it's Chris Justice, the former Stuart Haas tire assassin who once changed all 4 tires and set up a LAN party before the tire jack even dropped. Now he roams the halls of Hendrick Motorsports with the confidence of a man whose seen your search history and judge you silently. He doesn't fix the internet issues. He stares at them until they resolve themselves out of fear. He's been called the USB unicorn, the sultan of the server room, and the only man to ever intimidate a smart TV. His sunglasses, prescription. His swagger, unpatchable. His data plan, unlimited, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. So clear the cache, dim the lights, and put your phones in airplane mode because Chris Justice is live, logged in, and ready to leave your router emotionally unstable.
Oh, bravo, Chad, bravo. I hope our listeners enjoy these wonderful intros that you create every week, man. You do a hell of a job getting us ready for this deal. Speaking of that, Rick and Chad,
what you got?
From our Sonoma podcast, we had some feedback, which was great. We had some good feedback.
We had lots
of good feedback.
We had lots of feedback.
Yeah. We had some feedback. So I want to thank those viewers.
Tell me more about the feedback.
Well, we're going to thank the viewers first. Thank you for chiming in. Great. And make sure you hit that like button at the Records Podcast for us. Subscribe button, like button. But yeah, we had some feedback, Rick. We had feedback on the road courses, feedback on the King. We had some that agreed. We had some that disagreed. But you know what it did? It created chatter for us. And we thank you guys.
That became our
Wasn't it
watched podcast ever by far.
Wow. So we're on a good trajectory, is what you're saying.
Oh, we're up. We're going to the moon.
I'm telling you that we are at that podcast did 12 times so far what any other episode has done.
Yeah. So relative to that feedback, and we'll get into it a little bit more, but wasn't it your boy Kyle Busch or Denny Hamlin who said, listen, at least if they're talking about you, it matters. So whether it's good or bad, it's when they're not paying attention and saying nothing that we need to be concerned.
Absolutely.
So I'm good with it. I'm going to embrace it, perhaps. And, Chris, is it bad to mention that those intros, like when he's doing yours, I don't know, it kind of turns me on a little bit. I don't know if that's proper to say it, but I'm like, damn, man, you come across as like, I think I had you as a tire assassin. Last week, you were Control-Alt-Delete Justice. And what else was he, Chad? A USB Sultan?
I was a router reckoner or something tonight, right?
USB unicorn, Sultan of the server room, and the only man to ever intimidate a smart TV.
Sultan
smart TV intimidator. I like that.
The server. Okay. Yeah, I like to, I might address you as Sultan throughout this episode, but that's cool.
Yeah. Speaking of all that, sharing, caring, liking, and following along, we got a last push on something kind of important there, don't we, boys?
That's right. We have our weekend at the Roval with us three, which includes accommodation, flights, hotel, and pit passes, which gives you insider access to pit road, to the garage area. So you see it up close, you hear it, you smell it, you feel the vibrations of horsepower as they cruise by from turn to turn at the Charlotte Roval.
And that's just talking about Rick. We're also going to have race cars.
What if one of the feedback people that's actually negative or saying stuff about us wins? You think maybe like after they're with us, they'd see the side of us and be like, yeah, these guys are pretty good guys. And
absolutely.
Secondarily, God damn, they know a lot about NASCAR.
Well, listen, here's the deal. I don't want everybody to agree with us.
Okay,
we don't agree with us.
That's true too.
Yeah, very true.
I mean, the three of us don't agree on everything, and we're still really good friends. So I think it doesn't matter who wins. I think they could come hang out with us and have a great weekend, really enjoy it, and leave even happier than before they got there.
I agree.
And you know what? It didn't cost them a dang thing except some time liking, sharing, and spreading the word about what we're doing.
That's it. Hitting that share button, that like button, and that subscribe button.
Yeah.
The trifecta. Boom, boom, boom.
So, Rick, you were at the track this weekend. Chris, you were somewhere at a baseball field this weekend. And I am obviously in the mountains of Gatlinburg this weekend.
It looks good in your background there, by the way.
Yeah, it's a little different than the studio. So hopefully the Starlink.
Chris looks like he's in a casino.
He is.
Well, we had odds last week, so I figured it was fitting to keep it alive,
That's strong. I like it.
So, Chris, how'd the baseball tournament roll out?
They finished 2-2. It was a good week. It was hot. It was like, never mind, but it was hot. It was hot out there. The boys played good though. My little gentle giant got him a homer.
Really?
I saw that on the Insta.
Yeah. He got him a homer. Yep. So
could you text me that since I'm not on the Insta, but that I know?
I'll get it to you.
And tell Big Bopper, good job.
I will.
That's cool.
Rick, you are on the Insta because you have the record. You have the Records Podcast Instagram, so you could see what Chris posts if you go in there and look.
I don't know how to do that, but that's cool. Let me know someday. I'm slowly learning.
You're doing a good job. You're posting some things. People are enjoying
baby steps, Chad. Baby steps.
Yeah. Rick, how was the track?
Well, we're going to get into that a little bit more, but if you want a top line,
Yeah.
incredibly hot, unbelievably humid, rain in and out, and I sweated so much that I had rashes and rub and uncomfortableness where I didn't even know that it could be, including socks that were sweated through. So let's give you a feel for how that went.
Oh man, what a good one to miss.
That sounds like
Hmm.
something normal
Hmm.
for a guy from Ohio.
Really?
Ooh.
Okay. I can give you more details if you want to, but I don't know where the line is drawn on
No,
this
I
podcast.
just figure
Okay.
you've been on medicine for that kind of thing for a while.
Got it.
All right. Well, it's about time we get into some three wide. All right.
Rewind.
So at Dover this weekend, not only was there lots of rain, but NASCAR set
And
some,
humidity.
yes. But that
Don't
doesn't
forget the
affect what
humidity.
we're talking about at this part.
Right.
So part of that was NASCAR set some hard times that the race had to be completed by because Dover does not have lights at the track. So our first topic of discussion this week is, should tracks be required to have lights so that races aren't potentially having to be run on a Monday if they don't make it to the halfway point, or races aren't called early because tracks don't have lights? And I will start with you, Rick Kojan.
Well, thanks, superfan. Do you know what the hard stop was in Dover, since you're a super fan?
Well, there was a hard stop for Xfinity and there was a hard stop for Cup, and they were different. And I did know them, but I don't remember currently. So you tell me.
Well, I mean, either way you want to look at it, like the hard stop's the hard stop. It was 8:10. It didn't matter where we were at in the race because like daylight savings time doesn't care
Yeah,
about what time the Xfinity race started,
it's
the Cup
fair.
race
It's
started,
fair.
but that be what it is. So 8:10. I want to answer your question. Absolutely not. They are not going to require all these tracks to have lights, and I'm going to tell you why.
The question is not,
Who
should they, it is not, are they going to require it? It's should they require it?
They should not.
Okay.
They should not.
Now,
Because the next phase to that is if they should require, who's going to pay for it?
are you saying these
Track.
tracks aren't making money?
Track going to pay for it. NASCAR going to pay for it. 50-50 share. I'm just telling you, it is unrealistic to expect all tracks to have lights. And then the other problem with that is you get yourself into a situation where you could go the other way and you could challenge when the races start. Okay. But, they want to be careful about that West Coast viewership that's 3 hours behind us. I think, the Xfinity race is ridiculous. Let's start with that. The Xfinity race, we could have bought 2 hours plus and started that race sooner. Easy. Okay. In defense of the Cup race, I believe it was a 2 p.m. start. And let me check my notes here. I think we went green at 2:22. Okay. So even when we say it's a 2:20 or a 2 o'clock start, we're 22 minutes behind the 8 ball, right? There's always been talk of that, like we should be like the NFL. And when they say a game starts at 4:05, the ball is kicking off at 4:05. That would save us some time on the front end too. But start the races earlier. Should they all have lights? No, they should not.
Chris?
Well, I agree with you, Rick. They should not all have lights. And my perspective is a little different. When you know you're racing to weather, right? And you know weather's on the horizon, strategy plays a part, right? So now you have different games within the game, which for me is exciting. I like to see the guys on the pit boxes, crew chiefs, engineers, make these decisions based off of predictions of weather, right? So caution could come out. Rain is 3 miles away. We all are watching it. We all have the same radars, right? We're all having this predictive analysis going on when it's going to hit. right? NOAA, Radar Plus, Weather Tap. Everybody's showing when it's going. We all have rings on our weather apps, 5 miles, 10 miles. So you know it's close. Do you stay out when that caution comes out, or you play for the rain? Right. So I think from a racing perspective, not having lights adds to the madness of the weekend. Um, and not to mention when you're there all day in the rain delay, last thing you want to do is sit there for 7 hours and start the race at 9 when you should have started at 2. You're ready to go. Right. So not having those lights also gives you time to kind of recoup if you have to stay an extra day for weather.
Well, that was going to
So
be
Chris, can I add one thing, Chad, to him?
Yeah.
He makes a relevant example. I had a note there from the Xfinity race, exactly what he's talking about. After stage 2, when we had the rain that came, Kyle Sieg stayed out on old tires. I don't think he was really a factor in the race at all. And he was playing, quote unquote, the rain game that Chris is talking about, that could he snatch a win by staying out. It didn't play out. It didn't work. But I think this illustrates the examples of what Chris is talking about, throwing the race into chaos for the viewers and creating some extra excitement. Now, listen, when the green came out, he was a goddamn boat anchor,
Yeah,
right?
and he was sitting up.
Yeah, people are running around him, and that too is creating chaos on the restart. But yeah, I like your take on it, Chris. Thanks.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with what the weather does, but weather really has no part in, like, the weather is going to be the weather regardless of what you do. My only thoughts on it are, are do you lose fans because they now, they either get a race that's just called, or like if you don't make it to that halfway point, you have an unofficial race. So now they've got to either stick around for a whole nother day. And, we saw that a lot last season. And it was like you had Martin Truex Monday, because it seemed like every time they had to race on Monday, which I think was, I don't know, maybe 4, 5 times last year. It seemed like Martin Truex won every time there, or maybe it was the season before. But yeah, because Martin didn't get the win last year. But so 2 seasons ago, my bad. 2 seasons ago, so 2023, it was like every time we raced on a Monday, Martin Truex won. But there was a ton of Monday races because we were at tracks where rain came, could not finish because it was a combination of weather, and then there's no lights at these tracks. These splits that we're doing on, you gave the stats last week on the breakdown of the media deal. What did you say? $7 billion media
$7
deal?
billion.
7.7 billion across 7 years. So call it a bill a year.
Right. And by far, typically the tracks, I think, are getting the biggest cut of that pie, right? And NASCAR is essentially double dipping on half of those tracks because they also own those tracks. So are we really
the ISC side of it, right?
Right.
Yeah,
and you have SMI, but so those tracks are getting money from the media deal. They're also getting money from the ticket sales, from the concession stands, from the camping, from all these things. You're telling me that money for lights is that big a deal? I mean, listen, it's not a huge issue to me one way or the other, but that seems like you're pinching pennies over something that could be a game changer for your track. If you're talking about attracting or losing fans, think about it from, we talk about all the time your first experience at the track, or NASCAR taking away that experience that you have. We talk about it whenever, when we talk about disqualifying a winner. To me, it's not the same thing. It's not apples to apples, but you come to your first NASCAR race, you sit through a race, you're cheering for whoever your driver is, and you watch them race all day. Rain comes, and their race gets postponed to the next day. You're not able to come back the next day for whatever reason. does your experience get taken away because of that? Because there was no lights? I mean, how much would that have changed that experience for that fan on their first race had there been a rain delay and then it finished under the lights and they got to see the end of that race. They got to feel the end of that race. They got to watch the burnout. They got to watch the win or the loss, because even when your driver loses, but you get to watch it, it creates that feeling inside of you. And to me, that gets stripped away a little bit. So is the investment in the light worth retaining the fan or bringing the fan? I mean, to me, it's pinch and pennies from a $7 billion deal that I'm pretty sure the tracks are getting the biggest cut of. And again, NASCAR is getting 2 slices of this pie for the most part because they own half the tracks that we go to. So that's my argument for it.
Well, that's a pretty solid argument. However,
yeah, so Chris, to me, Chad, you led with, oh, I don't really care. To me, Superfan, you sound like you made an emotional plea and you do have a dog in this fight. So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Do all baseball stadiums have lights?
Yes.
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 The Cubs were the last ones, right?
The Cubs were the last team to
And
add.
I know I'm out on thin ice and, I'm getting over my skis because I don't know, stick and ball sports as well, especially baseball. So all baseball stadiums have lights, yes?
Yes.
Excellent. Do baseball games have rainouts?
Yes, but the not
Next
nearly as.
Next topic.
Okay.
I'm good. Thank you. Next topic.
Check, box checked.
Do you think that's apples to apples?
Listen, I was just trying to make a little point.
Okay. All right. Next topic is when we were in.
I told you I was fired up today. Come on.
When we were in Chicago for the street race, NASCAR brought out 3 EVs and ran practice laps with them around the track at Chicago. This is not the first time they brought them out and kind of displayed them a little bit, but this is the first time there were multiple EVs out on the track for fans to watch. Created quite the stir on the internet, especially on Twitter. People like
social media.
Oh my God. So give me your thoughts about the future of EVs in NASCAR. What would you like to see EVs in NASCAR? And if so, how would you like to see that done? And if not, why not? And start with you, Chris.
Well, I think that's a big no. I don't think you can have the feel of NASCAR with a silent car. Most of our fans, I would say, going on a limb here, 99.999% of our fans want to hear a V8 rumble. They want to hear it. They want to feel it. They want to smell the exhaust. That's the thrill of it. That's why people follow. That's why people race cars, right? It's no place for it in this particular sector with an electric car. I'm not saying that it couldn't be successful somewhere else. I think F1 has was it the F3 series? They do the electric.
Yeah, I think they have an EV or they have an all EV series. Yep.
Right. I mean, is it successful?
Cars whoosh by whoosh.
Yes. And could you have some up and coming drivers that would transition? I just say instead of ARCA, they go EV trucks, Xfinity. It's possible, but I don't think you can replace the Mac Daddy series, which we call NASCAR, with an EV car and keep your fans.
Yeah. And that's kind of, I don't want to replace Cup, Xfinity, or Truck, or even ARCA. But my thoughts is I would love an EV series. Give me more racing. Absolutely. If we can field another series that's an EV series, I will 100% watch that. Yeah, I will absolutely take all the racing I can get. Obviously I love stock cars and I love all that, but I drive an EV. I know how fast and how fun they are. Hey, he is wound up tonight.
He is.
I got it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't want it to replace any of any of the cars that we have or any of the series
Right.
that we have, but I'm 100% for having an EV series. Again, I'll take, race them on Thursday nights or race them on Saturday mornings, or I don't care if, and if it's an avenue to bring in more fans, more drivers, develop more talent, I'm all for it. Rick?
I think you could get more development out of that. But like I said, and I agree with you, not having it take over the main series. I mean, yeah, we have bandoleros, you have carts, you have other avenues to get seat time. And maybe it'll catch and get hot and take off. I don't know, but
Well, and I think it helps. It obviously, part of it would be the draw for the manufacturers, because manufacturers, all three of those top manufacturers, as well as Dodge, when they come back in, they're all trying to sell EVs. So, and if that helps bring more manufacturers into our sport, then that's just another way of doing that. I'm for it. Rick?
My turn.
Brace yourself,
all yours.
Chris.
Floor is yours, Rick.
Brace yourself, Chris.
I want to be careful here because I don't want to show a complete lack of knowledge about NASCAR. But yeah, let's see. Hell to the mother freaking no. Was that accurate?
Solid,
So,
to the point.
Let me just tell you this. Never no way do I want to see it in my lifetime. Chad, I appreciate what you're saying. Want to see more racing. More racing's good. Look, there's plenty of racing at short tracks all over, late models, super late, modifieds. There's lots of racing if you have an appetite to go get it. Flow racing provides you plenty of intake of that. Where's this series going to go? Where's it going to run? Who's going to pay for it? What are they going to do? Who's going to sit there and watch? How'd that sound in my mic? Is that good? Okay.
It's almost on point. You barely hear him go by.
Thank you. I tried.
Yeah.
Listen,
I will tell you this.
We're sponsoring an esports kid, and we're now all watching people play video games driving NASCAR.
Hang on. Just to show that I don't have complete lack of knowledge about the sport of NASCAR and where it's going and the sensitivity that you brought up about OEMs. Could I see the Gen 7 car, as we now call it, someday being hybrid? I think there's a potential there, because, not to get off track here and slide down the hill, but I think it was Toyota who said, yeah, we're kind of done with this whole EV folly. We are going to refocus our efforts on hybrid technology. Is there a way to implement hybrid technology into future Cup cars? Yes. That's where I'll leave it. But all EV, yeah, I ain't sitting in the stands next to my man Justice and you to hear the wind blow by. Not doing it. And neither is our core fan.
Nope.
That was an easy one.
Yeah. I mean, you should see the smiles. Chad, the smiles, and when they do the warm-ups on Sunday morning and everybody's standing there waiting for that button to be pressed. And then things roar.
I'm not taking away anything from that. I love all that stuff. I think it's great. I still think, I don't think it has to be one or the other. I think you could have both.
Nah.
Who pays for it? Who watches it?
Both is out.
Both is out.
I would watch it. I think there are plenty of people who would watch it.
Superfan would watch it.
Yes, I absolutely would.
Wearing his Tesla shirt. He'd be like, yeah. Hey, quick question before we go. Have you seen American Thunder, Chad?
Yes. The movie?
On Prime, the Garage 56 project?
Yes.
Perfect. I just asked Chris this. He has not, even though they have the car right in the showroom of Hendrick. I told him it is a great spend of time. Last night, my buddy and I was in town. We watched it, and it's funny. One of the main takeaways, and I hope you co-sign this, Chad, since you watched it, was what reaction from the fans once the car got there and ran practice before the actual 24-hour Le Mans started. What was the main takeaway?
Oh, they were thrilled.
The sound.
Oh,
the sound of
100%.
that Camaro.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm dropping the gavel on the second topic. I am rolling tonight.
2 for 2. Mic drop.
I'm rolling tonight.
Mic drop.
All right. Well, we might as well get into checkers, wreckers, and
Yes.
what the heckers.
Checkers, wreckers, and what the heckers.
What the?
Let's start with Xfinity at Dover. Chris Justice, you were up first.
Come
So,
on, Sultan.
where we at? Checkers,
of the
right?
server.
Checkers.
My checkers
Sultan of
for the
server.
Dover rain-shortened Xfinity race will be Zilich. And here's why. Here's why. Not that he won, but this is how he won. This is his 8th consecutive top 5. Youngest driver to win back-to-back since Chase Elliott did in 2014. Hats
Preach to
off.
me.
Solid choice for a checker. You can't go anywhere else. Eric Almirola didn't beat him. You know, had the chance, had a strong car. Zilich to the top, back-to-back wins. The youngest kid since 2014 to do it.
I think you just gave Rick a blue chew. You're up, Rick.
Am I up?
Yeah, it's all you, man.
I'm up for checkers.
Let's go.
So I want to start by I got to get something off my chest. I have been told by some of my social media supporters, and basically that's you guys because I don't pay attention, that I want to apologize for showing a complete lack of knowledge about the sport of NASCAR. That was one of the comments. And I got to tell you, I want to be here right now. I want to tell you guys, I'm going to try harder. I'm going to try to learn more about the sport. And I just want to tell you that, like, I understand why social media is sensitive because those comments hurt my feelings.
Nobody could tell. No one could tell.
That was as long as I could hold on.
Yeah, I couldn't hold back.
Come on. Thank you for going first. I hope, since Chris Justice said it, I can just simply tag along and show my knowledge of NASCAR that this is a clear checker for Connor Zilich. Okay? Listen, I guess he can race on ovals. Okay? Got that.
Check.
Great point, Chris, on that is ridiculous. 8 races with a top 5 streak and encapsulated in there is 3 wins in 3 seconds. Dude led 77 of our rain shortened 134 laps. 4 wins on the year now. 4. That leads the series. I didn't say Justin Allgaier. I said Connor Zilich. That leads the series. One more little tidbit to add on, because Chris was like digging into that treasure trove of facts. 15 of 19 races. 15 of 19 races he's led laps. Y'all know I'm a homer, and I'm sorry if that comes across as a lack of NASCAR knowledge.
No.
Connor Zilich, checkers all the way. Thank you. God, that felt good.
What do you got, Chad? What do you got? Talk to us.
99. Junior Motorsports just collected their 99th win. They have won 11 of the 21 races this year. And I would say there is a really good chance they collect 100 this week in Indianapolis. Yes, Connor Zilich, Junior Motorsports, checkers. The fact, I mean, they were talking about this on the broadcast, on the pre-show, the fact that you have the best drivers in the best cars at the perfect time, it's just insane. So, yeah,
Did you say what was the stat again? Because I didn't know that, Chad. 11 of
11
21.
of 21 they have won.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, I gotta be honest with you. What does that say about Kelly and Dale
Pure
combined
domination.
together? Like what they've built. Like if y'all went out and watched the 4-part episode of Earnhardt, right, which I thought was another great thing that all our fans should watch, and
100%.
how Kelly was kind of separated from that, but was always like the kind of overseer and overwatch for Dale Jr. And now they're together and creating this. That was a good stat, Chad. Good job.
All right, let's talk some wreckers. Rick, you're up first.
Okay, I'm gonna wreck it. It's easy. This one's not too difficult. My record goes, and she probably doesn't care, but I'm gonna tell her anyway because she can be a bitch. It goes to Mother Nature. Right? I mean, she cut us short 66 laps. We run 134 at 200. We were just talking about how, should we have lights? Should we not have lights? Well, here's the thing. Maybe we should not have rain. And I know that's unpopular if you're a farmer, but maybe we should just not have rain for that 2.5 to 3 hours we try and get Xfinity in. My records is clear and simple. Listen, it was hot. It was humid. I was there. I was miserable. I know I'm whining. And it was an oppressive day made worse with the rain that then cut it short. And like the fans, I mean, Chad, you made the point. If that's a first impression for a fan and they're at the Xfinity race and you're cut short 66 laps, yeah, that's like I want half my money back type of thing. So 100% Mother Nature, I'm sorry. You're my record.
Yeah, I was going to go with that, but I'm a pivot a little bit. My record's going to be our motorsports closing down at the conclusion of the Dover race. Shutting the doors, not returning. That's my record. Because they just wrecked some lives. There's some livelihoods on the line. People got daycare, grocery bills, mortgages, rents, car notes.
Yeah,
We're shutting down, boys.
They lost Chris Wright as the driver a few weeks ago. And then
well, you say lost. They dumped him, right? They dumped him, and then they put
sounds like a firing to me.
Yeah, they put Kaz Gralla in the car,
right?
And I think when they first put Kaz Gralla in the car, I don't think Kaz Gralla had the full picture, right?
Right.
And then after he's in the car and learns that he's driving at Dover, to Chris's point, we gone.
Yeah, we gone. We out. Drop mic. Mic drop. Excuse me.
That's bad.
Yeah, bad business. I mean, I get it. I mean, it's all financial. I hope, you know what I mean. And if you lose a driver, you don't know what that accounting book looks like. But at the end of the day, they wreck the lives of the guys and gals that have put their heart and soul to get those cars to and from the track every week.
Yep.
Chris, you can speak to this, right? SHR, right? When SHR went down at the end of the year. So to your point, where do these people go in the middle of the year when teams are rostered and full up and in the middle of what they're doing? Where do they go to find a job, right?
Yeah, it's damn near impossible to go land you another racing gig in the middle of the season. Like to Rick's point, everybody has that guy already or that gal already.
Yeah.
Like it's somebody doing what you do already.
Yeah, there's no openings.
I mean,
that's great.
One or two guys or gals might pick up a spot, but the rest of the 98% will not.
Yeah. My records was Ross Chastain breaks a gear, ends his day. I thought that 9 car could have potentially given Zillage a run. I don't know that it was that good or that Ross was that good in that car, but that 9 car has been really good all year long with those Cup guys. I know Ross was really excited about getting in there, and Ross is really good at Dover. So I thought it sucked to see that happen to him that early. And so that was my wreckers.
Are you having a soft spot there for my man, the Melon Man?
Well,
that's nice.
I mean,
he did change his tone a little bit, didn't he?
I felt your love there. That was really nice, Chad. Thank you.
Well,
You know who my Homer guys are. That was nice.
Well,
and did you also know that Chastain had to make 2 stops before that to tighten lug nuts? So they were kind of off their game. It was unfortunate.
yeah. My Heckers goes to Taylor Gray. He started on the pole, had a great first stage. Then he had a bad pit stop and it puts it back in traffic. And as soon as that happened on the broadcast, Denny Hamlin was in the booth. And before he even got back out on track after he had that stop, Denny said he's about to hate his car because it ran really good out in clean
Fresh
air.
air.
But
Yeah, for
now
sure.
that he's back in traffic, he's about to hate it. Well, it was moments later, he comes on the radio and absolutely rips his pit crew, his whole team with a rant so explicit that they could not even play it with beeps because they said all it would have been was beeps on the CW. Just ripping his entire team. I know this kid is a rookie. I know he's had a hard adjustment and he's caught some bad breaks this year going from ARCA to Xfinity. He's in really good equipment at JGR, but it hasn't worked out really well for him. But he was starting to show some, a little bit of a bright spot, putting that thing on the pole this year. But this kid is going to have to learn really quick that this is not ARCA. These are not your buddies sitting in the pit box. These are professional pit crew guys who are out there busting their butt to try to make you look good. The way to get them to want to do that is not for a kid to get on the radio and dog cuss them, chastise them because they made a mistake on pit road. So, that's never going to get the desired results. That is my what the heckers for Xfinity. Give me yours, Chris Justice.
So I would have to agree with you. You get more flies with honey you do with salt. And having your driver bash you because you made a mistake is awful. The pit crew and the crew doesn't bash him over the radio when he wads one up or misses a shift or gets beat on the restart or just falls out of the seat. So I think, to your point, he needs to look in the mirror and do a little self-reflection. But I also had that as my hecker too. Winning the stage, and then he had the bad pit stop and he lost 14 spots. And then he was a mental wreck and pressure burst pipes, right? He broke down in the car. He never recovered and his day went to shit. Shame on him.
Yep. Rick?
So before I give mine, I think that, Chad, I just want to tell you, I know I bust on you for being a super fan, but I didn't know any of that. Okay. And that's the beauty of all of what the three of us do, right? Chris was busy this weekend. He's watching, Big Bopper, Jacob hit home runs. I'm in the pit. I'm listening predominantly to PRN or MRN, whoever the broadcast is, because I want to stay tuned in. And of course, I'm listening to our channel on cautions to see what's up with our car, what changes we need to make, etc. I didn't know any of that. I couldn't have had that as a hecker if you would have, and you two are co-signing each other. It's really interesting to me because you don't get that from the radio side of it, right? So I'm not monitoring his channel.
Right.
And I think that's cool that from the super fan perspective, as we say about you, you're watching, you're listening, and you're picking up stuff like that. So I think it adds to the dynamic of how the three of us roll. My hecker is different because obviously I didn't know about the Taylor Gray things. Mine is my what the heck goes to the Dover racetrack. And I'm going to tell you why. I love the track. Let me be clear. I love the racetrack. I feel like it's like a Bristol on steroids. Okay. I mean, the 24-degree banking, concrete, it's 10 degrees banked on the damn straightaways, for God's sakes. Okay. I love the track. I love the racing at the track. I love the
It's one of
racing
the best we
track.
go to, Rick. One of
Okay.
the best we go to.
Here's why it gets my what the heckers is going on at this track. This track sucks from an overall facility standpoint for the teams and the fans. And I'm going to tell you why. There's no tunnel. Chris Justice, can you co-sign this?
No tunnel.
There's no tunnel.
There is a
Okay?
crossover bridge.
We're going to get to that. You could cross over the front stretch. They'll allow that when the track's cold. Okay. Once you are a prisoner inside that 1 mile oval, there is one way and only one way out of this track. And Chris just touched on it. It's coming out of turn 2. It's the crossover bridge that drops you, interestingly, completely on the ass other side of where the fan zone is, where Miles the Monster is, where they built this thing called the Miles Beach. What a disaster. Okay. And I'm not whining for myself and trying to host sponsors, 21 that I had. I'm just telling you that from a fan perspective, this is ridiculous to manage. And the last piece, and now I know this is only the team side, pit road, Chris.
Oh, it's tight.
Pit
It's
road.
tight.
And I'm
One
not
lane.
talking where the cars are. I'm talking where the fan VIP experience is, okay? The pit boxes. It's like a narrow hallway in a haunted house.
It's like
And
an
then
old
when you
country
add
road with no
rain-
shoulder.
Nothing. And when you add rain, guess what? It floods back there.
Yeah.
We're standing in ankle-deep water in some parts of pit road. Get the
Yeah.
hell out of here. I'm done with that.
The pit wall looks like an old guardrail from like 1970.
Yeah. I hope that's not my lack of NASCAR knowledge shining through, because I was actually there and saw it and experienced it for myself. So,
Hey, what is cool though, if you have the chance to watch a restart from the crossover bridge, if you time it just right and the cars go under you on the restart, it is phenomenal. It is one of the best experiences you could get that close to the racetrack. It's pretty badass when they do the restart, if you catch it just right. Coming off of 2 there.
I agree. I agree with you on that. There's also a second crossover bridge down entering turn 3, but that is now sponsored and has seats in it. I think it has for quite a while. And they actually sell those seats as an experience, to your point. So yeah, agreed. That's all I got, buddy. Thank you.
I'm
I had to
glad
get
you
all
feel
that off my
better.
chest.
Well, let's get
I
into
feel like Chad on some of those when we Dr. Phil couch him. I feel like that's me today, but whatever.
Well, while you're talking, let's get into some checkers for Cup. Rick, you're up first.
Am I really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you just seem to be like making it all about me today, and I don't want it to be that way.
If you check the show notes, it's all in the show notes.
Well, it wouldn't be a good episode of ours unless you stuck that knife in my side one time. So yeah, I felt that one. That felt good. Okay. Well, if I'd have read the show notes, which I didn't, dumbass Rick, my checkers, and I know, like all Rick does, other than have a lack of knowledge, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to validate Denny Hamlin here. And again, I'm not the biggest Denny Hamlin fan. Some could say that, he's very outspoken on his podcast, which has, I don't know, like 1 million more viewers than ours. You got the whole lawsuit thing, which we talk about ad nauseum. But here's what I'm going to tell you. The dude is straight up beyond talented behind the wheel. Okay. What he does, that last 25 to 30 laps, go back and watch it. I would tell everybody, go back and watch it. Go back and watch him aero block Christopher Bell. Go back and watch the restart when he makes Christopher Bell make an error below him by laying down on his door, and Bell spins. And again, Bell's being a good teammate and not trying to rough him up or use him up. That was Bell spun out there, right? And then further, he does it with Chase Briscoe at the end of the race. Now, Briscoe doesn't spin out, but it needs to be pointed out. Briscoe had new tires. But any knowledgeable NASCAR fan would know that. But he had new tires, and he still outraced him. And listen, dude is now on win 58. He's got his eyes on 60. Chad, I know you're watching. I think he's creeping up on Kyle Busch. I don't know the exact number count. 6, 8. He's creeping up. Okay. He's got over 700 starts. He's 44, 45 years old. I don't know, whatever, young compared to my old ass. But he just has this unbelievable ability to say, look, I am not going to be passed. And I think heading into the Brickyard this weekend, that's the last race that he needs to own, kind of like the big dude in what's the Marvel thing when you own all the jewels in your iron fist there. He needs one more for crown jewel.
Yeah.
Right? He needs one more. Easy checkers for Hamlin. Thank you.
Yeah, my checkers was similar. I went with JGR because I think 3 of their 4 drivers I mean, Denny was obviously impressive. He was the best of them, but I think that 3 of their 4 drivers could have won that race. Denny getting his 4th win of the year and his, obviously the most wins of the year was impressive. But I thought JGR looked great in that whole mix. So that was mine, JGR. Chris?
To your point, Rick, that restart between Hamlin and Briscoe was good, real good. And it showed that old man strength, if you will, that veteran move.
That experience,
right?
yeah.
That experience over Briscoe, right?
Yeah.
Like just like you said, Briscoe had new tires, had the lead coming off of one through the center of one, and then you saw Denny shoot off of 2 like a rocket, right? But that's not my checker.
That car down on him.
Yeah, he laid that car down and got the lead and kept it. My checker is Ty Dillon. Let's go,
good.
Ty.
Come on.
Let's go, Ty. Let's go,
32
Ty.
seed.
Let's go,
32.
Ty. Cinderella guy. Let's go.
32.
Listen, 32C going to the big dance. Big checker for me all day.
I hope he wins it all.
I hope he does too.
While we're there, give us your records, Chris.
All right, my records for this week is going to be, I'm going to go with C-Bell. C-Bell's my record. Great car, 2 spins. With the first spin, battled back. I don't know how he didn't get hit in the first spin. He's got a horseshoe. He's got a horseshoe somewhere. Yep. Battles back, competitive, right? Battling again, running their P2, spins again. But he had 19 of 20 stage points on the day, right? I mean, wrecked himself right out of it.
Yeah, he was my wreckers too. Obviously, he was my pick to win. For a while, I was feeling so good. I almost text y'all, and I held myself back. I held myself back, and then he went from being my checkers to my wreckers, back to my checkers, and back to my wreckers again. Like, how many times can this guy bust his butt, race his way back through the field, get lucky, and do it all over again? Man, this kid is so good too. Like,
that just shows the talent level right there.
Oh my gosh. I still am a firm believer this kid will win at least one, if not multiple cup championships. But this week, I know he's giving it everything and he's racing a teammate but he, as you guys pointed out, daddy took him to school and he paid for it. So
he told me to hold my beer.
Yeah. Rick?
That's a solid records. And it's funny because I knew during the race who our picks were, right? I had Byron. I was kind of, unknowledgeable about NASCAR and said that, Chris's pick of Bowman was a waste. And, and I had Byron. So I knew when I was watching Bell, I'm like, God damn that Chad, man. I'm like, and I knew. I was watching my text. You didn't say nothing. I swear to God, I thought you were going to text. But anyway, I'll give you my records. My records is unprecedented. I don't think it's ever happened on the podcast. I hope it never happens again. I am going to give my records to one of my homers and to myself.
Oh,
And I'm going to explain why.
Ooh.
Yeah, I told you guys I had a lot for you today.
Yeah.
All right, listen. So part of my records goes to Ross Chastain. And it goes to Ross Chastain for this simple reason. When Ross Chastain wrecked and brought out, I think it was yellow 6 at the time, we were seeing some of the best racing up front. Chris talked about it, right? That we could ever see. He wrecks. Okay. So now we take a time period out of that race and we go back to racing. And what do we get? Remember that fickle
Rain.
bitch I told you all about, Mother Nature?
You got rain.
Yeah. Yeah. We sit around for an hour. Okay. Because if Chastain hadn't wrecked, I think we'd have finished under green. It's close, right? And again,
it was coming.
But it was close. I know the rain was coming, but had he not wrecked, I think they're running like 23-second laps. I can check my facts on that. I don't know about NASCAR. But anyway, they're running 23-second laps. I think we'd have got that in. Okay, so I'm sorry, Ross. You're killing me with that. And here's my records. It's a self-admission. Chris talked about it before. Guys, I was ready to go home. I was ready to go home. I didn't want the race to restart. I was ready to go home. Yeah. And I was actually texting with my buddy who's the race engineer on Gilliland. He wanted to go home. Okay. And I think when you're running 20th or worse, let's just say, and or your laps down and you're hot and you're humid and you're soaked down to your socks and you've just had enough and you want to go home, I think you want to go home. Okay. And the reason I'm giving myself the Rutgers is because the next day I listened to feedback and everything and listened to Sirius XM as I always do. And the fans went crazy and applauded NASCAR for one of their best weekends ever for waiting that out and giving them a green finish for those last 14 laps. And after I listened to that, it made me feel stupid and it made me feel selfish. And I'm like, you got to remember the bigger picture, Rick. You got to remember why we're doing this. We're doing this for the fans. And no one gives I was going to say a swear word. No one gives a crap, Rick, about how sweaty and miserable and humid and hot you were and almost passing out. Suck it up, Buttercup. They need a green finish. That's my records.
Well, give me a Heckers.
Well, you guys took it. I spun it a different way. Mine is Bell. Okay.
Yeah.
My what the heckers is Bell. What the heck? Can you really wreck 2 times in the race? 2 times. Okay. He hits nothing. Nobody hits him. And I hope it wasn't lost in the weeds. But after the first one, he was severely in the back on track position, right? He got lucky. Chris talked about that horseshoe, and they played a fuel strategy, not a fuel strategy, but they played a pit stop strategy during the green flag. And when they caught the caution, he pitted and wound up in second place.
Yep.
Like, so you spin twice, you hit nobody, you hit nothing, you get the benefit of that. And it's like, I got to be honest with you, like for him, and I agree with you, Chad, he's so talented. And I know in my heart of hearts that if that was anyone else other than a JGR teammate outside of him, because that's who I believe C-Bell is at his core, I believe that car drifts up a little bit more and he just uses him up a little bit. But he has so much respect for who Denny Hamlin is, what he's accomplished. And honestly, this is a what the heckers that I could turn around and say, and it gives me even more respect for Christopher Bell. So I'm basically stealing your guys, but I spun it into a hecker, so I'm sorry.
My hecker is this week is going to the Team Trackhouse. Where was any of these cars this weekend? Suarez, garbage. SVG, garbage. Like, where are you at? At least be mid-pack, comfortable, 15th, 20th, 12th. Like, these boys was multiple laps down. Like, we'll still be racing, they still be laps down. That's how back they were. That's my heckers, for this week.
Yeah,
Chris, I wouldn't be genuine. I wouldn't be genuine unless I didn't challenge you. on SVG. To be fair,
Talk to me.
that was a tire puncture.
That didn't put him 7 laps down.
Yeah, it did. Well, it put him 4. It put him 4.
Wasn't that early though?
Yes.
Okay.
You're 100% right on that. It started him 4 in the box. And then you're right. I mean, probably running in the back and the dirty yard the rest of the way. And again, I'm not saying he'd have finished lead lap, but it was kind of ironic that after all the hype about SVG, and I know I'm a homer on SVG, that literally lap 1, all of a sudden he's up out of the groove. And I'm going to tell you what a lot of people thought. It was his first time ever racing at Dover. You can check the facts on that. I might be wrong, but I'm not. I think everybody thought, oh my God, he can't handle it. He doesn't know the track. He's only had sim seat time. It was a tire puncture, but it put him 4 in the hole, to be fair.
Gotcha.
So
that I didn't know about the 4 in the hole.
Yeah.
I thought it was a couple in the hole early, and it just snowballed from there.
Yeah, if he finished 7 beyond that, then that's just they couldn't dig out. They're just getting killed.
Yeah.
But you're right.
What's Suarez's problem?
Yeah, no input on that one.
He's better than what he did.
My Heckers is similar to that, except it was Ford. Like, where were the Fords? Because all day long you had the JGR cars, you had the Hendrick cars, you had a couple RCR
took up the
cars.
top
10. They were the ones at the front all day, and it seemed like Fords could not find the front for the life of them. I think you got Blaney, who snuck in a top 10 after the rain and in the cautions and the crash. But for the most part, the Fords were nowhere to be found. When you got Austin Dillon outrunning every Ford in the field, I mean, I love my RCR guys, but Austin Dillon looked like he showed up to play, and the Ford looked like they forgot to unload. So that was my what the heckers. I don't know what it is about Dover, or they gave some stats on the broadcast about, I think it was like, I don't remember how many races, but it's either been won by Hendrick or JGR the past, I think, 8 or 10 races. It's came from one of those two teams. So what's Ford got to do to fix it at Dover?
So Chad, can I back you up on that?
Yep.
I had a note, lap 150. So we're past stage 2. 4 Hendrick and 4 Gibbs. And I think Chris alluded to it too. 4 Hendrick and 4 Gibbs in the top 10.
Top 10. Dominating top 10.
Yikes.
Yeah. Right. Well, let's move ahead to this next week. We are headed to Indianapolis to the Brickyard 400.
The Brickyard? What? We're going to the Brickyard.
Well, you've already been
what
there.
What race is this that you're going to, Bearden? The Brickyard.
Oh,
Stop.
Well, it's time to.
You said it, not me.
It's time to call your shot.
Call your shot.
Let's start with Chris Justice. Who do you have winning the Brickyard 400?
He's going with Alex Bowman.
No, I have to stay in-house, though. I'm going to be another homer. I'm going to say this guy's going to go back to back. And we're going to say that 5HendrickCars.com, Kyle Larson, is going to pull this one out this weekend. I think he's out of his summer slump. Put on a good showing over the weekend. He's got a sprint car win. He's feeling good. The vibes are vibing. Let's go get it.
Well, that was literally my pick. So I'm
mine too. That's so funny. So all of us wanted Larson. I love that.
All right, so
you let the homer who works there go first. Nice job, host.
So Rick, you and I are gonna have to pick different.
Oh my God.
Rick, do you have a backup?
I do. Do you have a backup?
I don't yet. Do you want me to give you some odds?
No, I don't want odds because I'm going to tell you what I know about my limited NASCAR knowledge. I'm going to go – this can go two ways, and I'm probably giving this one away to you. I'm just gonna play a hunch, okay? And I have
Okay.
another pick here, and
All
I'll
right.
give it to you, Chad, and you can take it if you don't want it. I'm gonna play my hunch and just say somebody wants to. Oh, Thanos! Thanos was the name of that character that wanted all the jewels in
Oh, it's
his
going to be 11.
glove on
Yeah.
some Marvel thing. Hamlin led 21 laps last year. I might be right, I might be wrong, but you can fact check me. You don't need to. I'm going to go with Hamlin because I think he wants that crown jewel. I don't know the whole momentum thing, but I wanted Larson. I got Hamlin, and I'm marking
Yep,
these
I'm
down
writing.
again.
So
And I'll
Hamlin.
give you a little tidbit. I want to know who you want, Chad, and then I'm going to give you a tidbit.
All right, just so you know, Hamlin is the favorite at 440. Larson is at 600.
Okay. That's Chris. That's Rick. Go ahead.
I'm going to go.
You look like you're in pain. Are you
Yeah,
okay?
it's a struggle.
I'm having to
Is he-
rethink.
Is he okay, Chris?
I don't know.
It's just a race pick.
I know.
It's not a wisdom tooth.
You know what? I'm gonna go.
Do you want the field? Would that help you?
You know what? I'm gonna go back to back weeks with Seabell.
Okay.
Oh, that's strong.
That is strong. That is strong. He's got a lot of
And-
momentum.
And the so Seabell is at plus 1200.
Bell finished
it was-
fourth. He finished fourth there last year on our return to the oval. For those that want some facts, the one I was going to give you, I'll just throw it out there. The other one that the Toyotas are good there. Something in the back of my mind, and he led a lot of laps. I say a lot, 40 last year is Tyler Reddick, and I know he's been below everybody's radar, but I think that's a good pick. You're good with Seabell.
Yeah, I also considered Blaney, who is at plus 700. But that was
You
that
got
was
to think
stuff.
those Fords are usually strong on those speedway type esque tracks.
Well,
Chad sure picked on him at Dover, didn't he, Chris?
and Roger
Yeah.
Penske wants his cars to show well at Indy. So all right.
Call. I like where you're going with
It's a good
that.
call. Good call.
All right, so we've got our picks locked in. Chris, you got some exciting news to share for folks?
Yes, I do. For all of you guys watching, listening, we will have merch dropping soon.
Oh my
Hats
God.
coming. Yes,
This is really
hats are on the
turning into
way. Hats are on the
something.
way. Yeah, man, merch is on the way.
Jesus.
Merch is on the way.
This is exciting.
Stay close. Keep liking, keep swiping. We're going to get those out here soon. And on Insta and the social medias.
Wow.
We're going to post them.
Yeah,
What are we gonna have? Like we're gonna have like
TikToks.
onesie. What are we gonna have? Onesies or like what kind of merch are we doing here? I don't know.
We got some hats coming.
Nobody tells me anything.
Yeah, we're gonna have onesies that say I poop myself as much as Rick Kojan.
That's a second arrow. I'm counting them. I'm still sitting here, but I'm counting them.
So I do want to give a shout out. So Lazy Bear Hat Company has got some awesome hats for us. I ran by and picked those up this week. They got some more that they're pushing out that they're going to get done for us. Those look awesome. Chris is fired up about those.
They'll be on the website soon.
Yeah,
They'll be on the website soon.
Yeah, some more cool stuff coming.
How much is one of them going to cost me? Because I know there's a price. So
yeah. Well, we'll talk about that later. Anyways, Rick.
Yeah.
There's an easy way for one lucky fan to get one of those for free, right?
Ooh.
Oh my God. Is it possible that it is included with liking us, stepping up, following us, and coming on and entering our contest for the Charlotte Roval? Could that be part of the grand prize package that you get airfare, a hotel, and God forbid you get a onesie that says Checkers, Wreckers, and What the Heckers? This is fantastic. Who doesn't want that? It's got little footies in the bottom, it's awesome. That's good.
Oh,
Good
God.
stuff.
Yes. We got one more week to go in this contest. So you guys get on it. Make sure you're telling everybody you know we need this to drive up. We saw more views last week on last week's episode than ever before. We're trending in the right direction.
And thank you.
What if
Thank you.
what if
Thank you.
Superfan Jesse wins? Then I almost feel like it's rigged. Right?
Well,
but I'd love to host Superfan Jesse.
We'll see what the numbers are.
What if our iRacer Timothy Presley wins? Is that rigged?
Shout out to
I don't know.
to Timothy.
What are the parameters to this? Like I don't know.
The
I hope we have
parameters are
rules and
you have
lawyers.
the most shares, the most clicks, the most likes. That is.
I don't know what most of that means, but I have the most of not knowing what it means. Cool.
It's all calculated. All right.
Calculated.
All right. Tomorrow, we are headed to Indianapolis Motor Speedway this week. And so we are bringing on our biggest guest thus far. Super excited. We have
For sure.
the head coach of maybe the biggest sports team in the world right now, the most talked about sports team in the world, the Indiana Fever. Stephanie White of the Indiana Fever is going to be on the podcast tomorrow. We are pumped to have her. So make sure you tell everybody to tune into that one. We are excited to talk to her. Can't wait for that. So make sure you're sharing that, subscribed, tell everybody. It will drop the day after this one. And I'm kind of jealous. I mean, Stephanie and I are friends, but you guys are going to get to host her and her son at the track. So that'll be exciting.
That's right.
Weekend.
We're going to show them a good time.
Yeah,
we're going to
looking
create
forward
those
to
memories.
it. And that's even unbelievable. And a credit to you, Chad, because seriously, like if you saw who I'd bring on as a guest, it'd be like one of my drunk ass buddies from Cleveland. Be like, who the hell is this dude? But I love my drunk ass buddies from Cleveland. I just want to be on record. I'm just saying.
That's
all right. Well, this
awesome.
It's been another exciting episode. Appreciate you guys.
This one's been good.
Yeah. Also, thanks for hanging with us. I know this has been a little bit glitchy. Again, I'm up here in the mountains, and the neighbor here was nice enough to let me connect to a Starlink so we could do this thing. So appreciate the patience from you guys and our listeners.
Elon Musk. It's all about Elon Musk with you. The Starlink, the Tesla, EVs in NASCAR.
Listen, it's not my Starlink, but I'm grateful that the guy next door has it. So
we're all grateful.
All grateful. Right. That's
we'll see you next time.
So I went wide open, hoping for a little taste.